feel so alive, alive, inside. I'm breaking through the haze to a brand new day, 'cause my heart has been refined. I feel so alive, alive, inside. I'm breaking through the haze to a brand new day, 'cause my heart has been refined. I feel so alive.
Hello and welcome to Fit, Ready, Go, Weight Loss and Healthy Living, Episode 2. I'm your host, Steve Megatron Phillips, and joining me is my wife, Mary. Hello!
Hello.
So, how did you like doing the first episode?
It was good.
Anything that you would have changed? Yes, it's awkward because neither one of us are used to recording a podcast in the same room, talking to each other, like, in a weird way.
I'm just not used to recording podcasts.
I'm not used to doing them in person. I'm used to having somebody on the other end being on Skype in another state, so.
Well, I'm fine once we start talking. I just don't know how we're supposed to get there.
So, we were talking, and this is kind of a roundabout way of jumping into the episode. They're building something near us, which we'll get in later. And we were thinking about, because there was a supermarket that was close by that closed down, and we've watched it get bulldozed all summer. And we were thinking of things that we would like to see show up in the area, because the other ones, of whatever these are hours away. Mm-hmm. And we were kind of thinking in the vein of the healthy eating aspect.
Trader Joe's is what I would like to see. I would settle for a Whole Foods, but I would prefer Trader Joe's.
Yeah, the last time we visited one of those, it was a couple of years ago, and it was because it was like a 45, 50-minute drive just to get to one.
And I'm really surprised that one of our cities nearby, they keep building up all these restaurants. Like, oh my goodness, they have so many restaurants now. I can't even keep track. But they're kind of higher. They act like they're a higher class city, and yet they still don't even have a Trader Joe's or Whole Foods or anything. And where are the people that are trying to eat healthier? And I mean, Kroger, they have their sections now that gear towards organic and gear towards, which I'm not big on the whole organic thing. I'm not picky like that, but they do have a section with stuff. But I've had them pretty stumped with trying to find a certain something called texture vegetable protein. I've had a couple stores stumped, not being able to find it. I finally did find it at one of our local stores, but actually, I didn't find it. My friend found it. She was in town for less than 24 hours and sends me a text with it. I was just like, you gotta be kidding me. How did you find it? And I've been there so many times. But pretty much, why can't there be a healthier food store here instead of opening up more?
So, kind of
junk?
Getting to that route of it, what exactly are they building? Not even a mile from our house.
A Taco Bell.
Which is basically the Walmart of fast food.
That's what I call it, because it's kind of the ghetto restaurant. And there's one 2 miles down the road. All we're thinking is, are they closing that one down? I mean, I don't know. That one's newer.
Well, the other one used to be combined with like a Long John Silver's. You can kind of tell because of the way it's structured on the outside. There's a certain structure
Long
to the
John
building.
Silver's is like 2 stores down from it.
You're thinking Red Lobster.
No, there's a Long John Silver's
maybe.
right on the other side of Bell Tire.
But anyways, maybe it was an A&W that was mixed with. Anyway, the structure of the store is like the dual restaurant build, which is probably why they're doing a new restaurant, which it's a smaller structure. Again, I really don't see the reason to have another Taco Bell down the street from a Taco Bell, because that's usually the thing that a pizza place does. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, like, I was kind of confused why we have to have 2 of them on the same road. within a couple miles of each other.
Yeah, well, we saw them tearing everything up, and we're like, what are they building there? I wonder what they're going to build. It's right in front of, like, a nicer, fancier restaurant that we went to once for our vow renewal. And we're like, what are they building? What are they building? And then they put the sign out for Taco Bell, and I was like, you got to be kidding me. So I'm not very happy about that.
Yeah,
We live in a nice small town. We don't have a whole lot here. I mean, we have a Kroger and we have another food store, but besides that, that's about it. I mean, we don't have a lot. So for them to just all of a sudden come in and build a Taco Bell, I'm just not very happy about that.
Well, I mean, predominantly they're all mom and pop food shops.
Yeah.
They're not. The city that we live in is like a 4-mile radius, for the most part, give or take.
If you don't count the country part of it.
Yeah.
We live in this more of the city part, but there's a lot of country to the city we live in.
So I mean, it's in a sense, it's a really small town. So there's really no major fast food. I mean, you got your Little Caesars in town, but other than that, there's really not anything that you would think of as fast food. And even that, I'm kind of surprised is where it's at. I mean, we have really pizza places. The only things we have close by, we have a Hungry Howie's, and then we got a Little Caesars, and then everything else is like not actually in the city. It's outside the city, but it's actually a couple miles from that, from the border of the city. But anyways, yeah, the whole putting a Taco Bell there is not exactly enticing because that's just more traffic closer to home that we don't need.
Well,
and the food isn't even that great for you anyway. Like I've never
that
heard of,
great. There's nothing great about Taco Bell at all. There's not a single thing on the menu.
I never hear of anybody that goes to Taco Bell and doesn't get sick.
Just ask them for an avocado, I guess. But I bet you those don't even come fresh.
From the can or the freezer, it's coming fresh to you. They like you to think anyway. So we thought tonight would be a good avenue to kind of jump into fast food and how bad it actually is for you.
Yeah. Well, everybody knows that fast food isn't healthy for them. Of course, everybody says that, but then they still go to it. When I ask people how often they go, how often they eat out a week, my normal answer is about 4 to 5 times a week, and that's just crazy to me because one, the first thing I'm thinking is how horrible it is for them. The second thing I'm thinking is, I don't know what your finances are, but I sure couldn't afford fast food 5 times a week. Like, there's just no way. Even if I ordered off the dollar menu, that's more than I would spend going to the grocery store and preparing my own meals. And I know it can be convenient. And am I saying that we never, ever, ever eat out? Yeah, we do. But we probably eat out once every 3 months. I mean, when it comes to fast food, we really do not. And it's something, if we are on the road and we've been busy all day, then we might pick up a sandwich to hold us over until we get somewhere. Or, but there's not. And then I always have my phone. So I get on and I actually look at the nutrition value of things before, like.
And it doesn't matter where we go. If it's a sit-in or if it's like a restaurant we're going to just grab something real quick, she's always looking at the nutrition, which is probably the most important thing because it shows you, for one, like if you're in a bind and you need something to eat real quick, yeah, I can see grabbing a sandwich, but like don't get the whole meal. Don't get a bunch of extra stuff that you don't need. Get enough to tide you over, that kind of stuff. It comes down to like the eating in moderation of it. Like you don't really want that much of it. And I can honestly say, as somebody that's eaten a lot of that junk, not only is it not good for you and it makes you feel bad, but you spend more than if you just have something. Because like I used to go, and this was like before we were married, but we were together and we were living in one of our apartments, and I had this thing where I had to go to the McDonald's at the corner store consistently. And when I say consistently, I'd blow like $5-6 a day. And then...
Which a lot of people blow more than that just on lunch. I mean, they spend $7 or $8 on lunch and think, okay, it's only $7 or $8, or even if it's $5. I mean, break it down. If you're spending $5 a day on lunch, 5 days a week, that's $25 a week. It's $100 a month. And then most of the time a lot of people, they'll spend, they're not cheap like me and like, okay, it can't be over $1. They're more so, well, I'm going to order what I want. So you're talking $7 or $8 for a meal, and that adds up fast. And then people wonder why they're left with nothing at the end of the month.
So we thought it would be fun to sit down and pick out the worst foods of fast food.
Well, too many people want to go and say that, okay, well, I'm going to go to Subway. Well, I'm sorry. I'm not saying there's nothing good on the menu, because there's decent stuff. One, eliminate the bread. The last time I went to Subway, I actually ended up getting a salad. You can turn any of their sandwiches into a salad, and even be careful with that, because a lot of the meats from the subs are bad. So I got a chicken salad. So it did have the chicken on it, but then I had them add vegetables to it and just a small amount of dressing. A lot of people go crazy on the dressing, and then that's just defeats the whole purpose of eating the salad. But it was so good, actually. It was delicious, and I would say it was probably, I mean, I don't know because I created my own, but it had to have been 250, 300 calories, because I had a small amount of dressing put on. I had the little bit of chicken, and the rest was all vegetables. I did not have cheese added. I didn't have extra meat, nothing. And it was so good, actually, better than a sub. But if you want to get a spicy Italian sub, okay, that's not too bad, right? And this is before you even add on that mayonnaise, or you add on that ranch or honey mustard, whatever type of dressing you like. And dressing is horrible. And don't get me wrong, I love dressing. I can dip everything in ranch. I love honey mustard, but you have to be careful with that.
It works out for me because I hate dressing.
Yeah. Which can drive me nuts, because he's picky when
I
it
love
comes to
pizza
cooking,
sauce,
but
spaghetti sauce, and Italian dressing on my salad. Other than that, I could leave it.
yeah, and when we got together, he didn't even have Italian. He sat there, I'm kidding you not, and ate lettuce for his salad. I did not understand that. But yeah, Subway, foot-long Italian sub, just meat and cheese on that sub, and you're talking almost 1,000 calories, and almost 3,000 milligrams of sodium.
Which kills me because that's my favorite sandwich.
3,000 milligrams. You're putting that into your body. Do you understand what you're doing to yourself? And we're wondering why so many people are getting cancer and high blood pressure, diabetes. We have children these days that at 9 years old, they're having to give themselves shots for
insulin.
Insulin. I mean, what are we doing in this society that I know we're always on the go, but tell me that you can't just maybe skip that show one night, that, you may want to watch a show, but maybe you can prepare your lunches for the week, or decide what your meals are. I plan out my meals. I'm not saying that every single week I do, but I try my hardest, especially dinners. That's what can get difficult for me. I am a working mom, and so it can be difficult on the nights that I close. My babies are usually falling asleep in the car and put right to bed by the time we get home. But I always have something prepared, ready in the fridge, that all we have to do is heat it up. It's healthy. I make freezer meals, and that way if maybe I'm off at 3 o'clock that day and I am going to have time to throw something in the oven for an hour, I have something pre-made in tins, and it can be thrown in the oven for an hour, just like a frozen entree might be able to. But it's something that's homemade, much healthier, and that can be done by the time my husband gets home, and we can still eat a healthy meal. Slow cookers, of course, are great when you're working. But there's just so many people get into the fast food because they just don't want to. And I know we're all tired, and
There isn't
don't
a
want
day
to
that
do
goes
it,
by
but
when we're busy, and I'm like, let's go get a pizza. Let's go get a pizza. I mean, that's like my go-to,
yeah.
but
And I'm like, no.
because they're bad for you. I mean, they really
Yeah.
are. Nothing you get out to eat.
Which, what is funny is most pizza is actually, when you think a pizza would be the worst, most of the time, depending on your toppings, if you just got like a cheese pizza, it's actually better than most of what you can get, depending on where you're getting it from and if you're not getting deep dish, type of thing. So actually, pizzas, I mean, I'm not telling you go out and get pizza because it's not healthy for you. I'm just saying it's better than some of the options that are out there.
Even some of the sandwiches at Subway are even with some slices of pizza.
Yeah. And I'm not saying sometimes go out and get what you want. I mean, there are times, if we're on vacation, I may not every single day we're on vacation. We haven't gone on a vacation in a long time, but we are going to get into that story. We have 2 kids. Going on vacation just hasn't been something we've gotten to do. But when we have, I might have cheated for 1 or 2 of the days. If we were gone for maybe 4 or 5 days, one or two of my meals, maybe I went and I didn't look up the nutrition and I ate what I wanted, and I'm not saying that you shouldn't do that, but too much in our society now, going out to eat is no longer for most people. Most people aren't like us where we don't eat out, and I don't know if you are or not. But most people go out to eat numerous times. So you can't order what you want every single time you go, because if you do that, then that's pretty much most of the food you're consuming is going to be what you want, and you don't care about the nutrition value. And so many people aren't like me, and there are people out there that are. So if you're listening to this and you're like, well, I do that, then great. I mean, that is great. But most people don't get online and look up the nutrition. I look it up if I'm gonna anything at all, and just like on my breads and stuff that I buy from the store, which my friend is going to help me learn to make breads, but I read the ingredients, because the ingredients in a store, it's gonna start with the thing that's in it the most. So if an ingredient on the back of whatever you're getting, bread, say it says whole grain, 100% whole grain, it's not 100% whole grain. It probably says enriched flour or processed flour is the first ingredient. That means that is the most that's in there. So don't let the fact that it's a wrap at a restaurant think it's good. Those tortilla shells are not really any better, and then they're usually filled with so much sauce in the with whatever's in the wrap. I had a wrap here somewhere. For instance, there's a Chop It Cobb salad sandwich. I've never heard of the place Chop It. It must be something somewhere, obviously. But it's 970 calories and almost 2,000 milligrams of sodium. That's a wrap. That's a Cobb salad sandwich wrap. You'd think, okay, well, I can have a Cobb salad wrap. Like, why not? And you're eating half your calories for the day, and the sodium, that's more sodium than any of us need in one day in that one sandwich. So you have to watch it, because we are doing this. I mean, God's given us one body, and we have to take care of it. And there's plenty of times that I don't take care of mine there, and I've been to the point that I completely was destroying mine, and I've gotten it back on track. And when we do mess up, and when we do go off, we have to get back on.
Yeah, I'm not very good at that. I say that because I of course eat what she makes.
He doesn't have a choice.
Because I don't have a choice, and I don't know how to cook. So it's either that or I go hungry. And truthfully,
unless it's beans or peanut butter. Well, not that peanut butter is any good.
We'll not get into how picky I am, because that's an entirely different topic. But I can literally eat just about anything, and it doesn't show on me. But the problem with that is I don't necessarily feel all that great because of the crap I'm putting into my body. Because there are times where, like, I'll eat a bunch of this junk, and then I may not gain the weight, but I feel horrible after I've eaten it all. And not, like, mentally horrible, I feel, like, physically horrible. Like, just dragging, my stomach will hurt, my head will hurt.
And to make him feel better, that's going to be, we won't say what yet, but that's going to be a segment coming in the beginning of the year. So.
Yeah, she's got a pilot test she's going to do on one of the podcasts that I'm going to be the guinea pig for.
Well, I'm doing it as well.
I realize that.
But it just won't be quite as difficult for me.
Yeah, because you're a loser.
But yeah, and too many people look at my husband and say he's in better shape than me because, I mean, ever since I've had the baby, I still have a little bit of weight I would like to get back off. And I'm not big, but I do have a little bit that I still need to get off. And too many people will look at him and think he's in better shape. Are you kidding me? Yeah, right. Like, I work out, I eat much healthier, and I just stay on better track than he does. So you can't look at somebody and say they're in shape. And just because somebody's bigger doesn't mean anything for the fact that our metabolisms are all different, our bodies are all different. We're all supposed to be different. We don't want to be the same. But you can't judge somebody from the outside because you don't know. But it doesn't mean that person, so even if you're one of those that don't gain weight, one, it's going to catch up with you eventually. That's why I keep telling this one here.
I like to play ignorance is bliss on this, but I know that I'm wrong.
Well, and he's gotten better over the years. I mean, I've been doing this for 6 years now, like eating healthy and working out and getting things on track. So he's gotten much better with things.
And there's certain things I'll eat in moderation, or there's sometimes I'll decide I don't really need to eat something. Like there's some nights where we won't eat, which isn't good either, but it's better than, because usually what ends up happening is in the past we would sit down and just eat whatever was easiest, whether it's like, you know, a bag of chips or something, you know, we would just or get out the ice cream or sweets or whatever. So like anymore, neither one of us have been really doing any of that. We've been sitting down and kind of just, you know, why are we going to put this junk in our body, especially right before we go to bed? Because most of the time we pass out when we're watching, you know, a show or something. But, you know, we just, you know, it's just become a lot more self-conscious of not eating it. Like, there's foods, like, I've even kind of decided, because I love sugary cereals. But even there's come to a degree where...
I don't like it for the fact that it's showing my kid to eat it.
Speak up.
Oh. I said I don't like it because it's showing my kid to eat sugary cereals. I mean, I don't like cereal in general because even Rice Krispies is not the healthiest thing. I mean, it's okay when you need it quick and go, but me and more so, you need to have a real breakfast, a fulfilling breakfast. I've been trying to make... my son, I've made some smoothies. He loves them, and it's so funny because I've put spinach in them and broccoli with, you know, I of course put the fruits in it too, so he doesn't even notice, and he doesn't notice and loves the thing. And then he's getting down a lot of nutrients and doesn't even know it. So now I just need to do it to this one.
Yeah, if I would actually eat it, or drink it. But, you know, as far as the cereal goes, like, I've even kind of decided, because I really can't tolerate as much sugar in my system as I used to be able to. And I think it's because I've gotten older. Like, my body just physically doesn't want it. And, so, like, we've kind of already come to this conclusion that when all the sugary cereals run out, we just won't be buying them unless it's, like, once in a blue moon.
The only reason why I have is because he likes them, and
she was a couponer too.
Yeah, I really haven't been couponing much anymore. But
yeah, she couponed and got a lot of this stuff dirt cheap. So
yeah,
like we've got to
and it's sugary.
And so like I've kind of decided that I really don't need it anymore because it doesn't make me feel very good. So it's, you know, we're kind of going to that route. Plus, you know, you get things like Pop-Tarts, you get stuff like, you know, really any of the breakfast cereals, but a lot of that stuff is just terrible for you. You're better off eating like a waffle or something that's, you know, and having like eggs and, you know, not putting any of the extra seasonings or any of the stuff on it.
Well, I mean, waffles, they're better, but you have to be careful with that even because if you buy, you know, just the box kind, which is of course what Steve likes here, it's not all that great either. I have a recipe for a pancake. I haven't tried it in the waffle maker. I don't know how it'll turn out. And, you know, it's not, I'm not going to lie, it's not as fluffy as a normal pancake, but it is filled with protein. It's right on my website. And actually, it's really good. I like them. And there's no flour in it. Well, you can put like 2 tablespoons, I think I have on there, optional. But it's made with eggs and protein powder, which is the muscle gain. And they're good, and I like them, and then I don't have to sit there feeling guilty that I'm eating it. I mean, getting everything all in that pancake, or it makes like 3 pancakes anyways. But
yeah, and so what are some of the other fast foods that are very bad for you? Should we talk about drinks?
yeah, I know there's. Well, I didn't have drinks. Hold on. I had the
Well, I know that they're on the
Baskin
same menu.
Robbins. I had the Baskin Robbins.
They have like the worst drink on there, and Baskin Robbins is on there.
Which, you know, we all know that ice cream's bad. We all like it. But it's a chocolate milkshake, whether you make it at home or out, it's bad. But, of course, Baskin Robbins has the large chocolate Oreo shake, which is probably something along the lines that I would want to order.
Or me.
And, well, you wouldn't do the chocolate part, but yeah. And it's 2,600 calories. It's 263 grams of sugar. 263
What?
grams.
I could drink a 2-liter of Coke for that.
A 2-liter of Coke has 260.
It has less, but I'm
Holy
saying
smokes! Yeah, I don't.
I could drink a
pop,
2-liter of Coke,
course.
and I would get a lot less sugar
No,
and
it's
calories and salt than what is in this drink.
But I mean, you should have had me prepped for that because I didn't know we were gonna do drinks. And of course we have the lattes. Starbucks has the eggnog latte. I guess I've never been to Starbucks myself. I create that type of stuff at home. And they have a eggnog latte. I'm sure that's going to be coming out soon. 620 calories and 29 grams of fat and 300 milligrams of sodium. It doesn't have on here the sugar content in that, but I mean, just think about what you're doing. If you're going to get something like that, at least do the low-fat milk. It's not going to make a huge difference, but it's something. Get it without the whipped cream. It does save you on some of the sugars, some of the calories. Still not great. If it has a drizzle on the top, eliminate it. I mean, there are ways that if you're just, I don't care, I'm going to do it anyways. Just do it as healthy as you can.
So, I happen to have an empty bottle of 2-liter of Coke that was under my desk. And just for, you know, the heck of it, I calculated, because there's 6 servings in a bottle. The calories are, there's 840 calories in one bottle. There's 270 milligrams of salt or sodium in one bottle, and 234 grams of sugar in one bottle. Mm-hmm. Still better than that drink.
Well, that's a dessert too. You have to remember.
True.
That's a
Not,
milkshake. I mean,
well, pop you can
but,
clean the toilet with it, so that's not really that great either.
Yeah.
So
We'll do a whole nother section. Pop.
Yeah, I know you'd have fun with that on me.
I do not like pop whatsoever.
She hates pop. That's one of my bad habits. I would rather kick all my other food habits to the curb and keep the pop.
And that's why I've gotten them on the Spark, but we talked about that last time. So
So what do you have an idea for the next episode Oh yeah, that's right. We're going to talk about how to stay strong
during the holidays.
During the holidays, with all of the goodies, especially around Christmas time, because I like to eat. I mean, who doesn't like to eat cookies?
Oh, I do too, and I have trouble because, of course, during the holidays, we get food brought up to us at work from our customers, and we have the parties to go to. So we'll just give some tips on how to help not overindulge too much. And if you have any questions for me about it, then
you can email Mary at fitreadygo.com. You can also get a hold of her on Twitter at fitready87. You can get a hold of me on Twitter at scp21. You can go ahead and comment on her post on the website, fitreadygo.com, or on my website, geekcastradio.com, where it will also be syndicated. You can also get this podcast on iTunes, Stitcher, and Blog Talk Radio.
And then the last thing I want to say is if you have any, or actually, I guess I'll give you a question. What is your favorite fast food dish? And I can't guarantee I can find a way to make everything at home, but maybe I can find an alternative to make that dish healthier for you. So just shoot that over to me and I'll see what I can do with it.
So until next time, we have been
Mary
and Steve. So catch you next time.
You've got to shake, shake, shake. Like you shake, shake, shake. You are shake. You look so good on you. So shake like you've been shake. Come on and shake, shake, shake. Like you shake, shake, shake. You look so good on you. So shake like you've been shake. Come on and shake, shake, shake like you shake. Shake, shake, shake like you shake. Great God Almighty done change me. Great God Almighty, He done change me.